Hi there, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to your 4 to 5. Eric Chilton here with Ben Briscoe and Tanya Rivera.
Hi, friends. Good to see you.
We're back.
We are back. I was off Friday, back now. We're all over the place right now.
We're glad that you're here.
Yes.
Yes, we are. Whether you're watching on Facebook, the News 2 app, Roku, Fire Stick, all the different ways you can see us, we are definitely glad you're here. Don't forget to leave comments on Facebook if that's how you're watching about how you feel about the stories. We're going to check them throughout the show.
Yep.
Starting with our top story today. Law enforcement agencies held an event today to talk about recruiting and retaining people.
Yeah, they're really desperate to keep the employees that they have now and also then to offer incentives to get more people who actually want to go into law enforcement.
New recruitment and retention strategies include hiring bonuses, further education initiatives, and mental health resources. So sheriffs and chiefs don't have to choose which situations to respond to. Officials hope these incentives will bring more people to the workforce, like James Williams.
I just go through all this training, make sure I'm prepared for the job. And then I will be a school resource officer at an elementary school. The rewards you get from seeing someone turn their life around or from just, it's priceless. You can't put a price tag on that.
The Attorney General Josh Stein was there. He says the whole package would cost around $23 million. The majority of it would go to pay hiring bonuses to officers who are certified out of state, military police veterans, or for young people who want to get into the profession.
Well, Guilford County Schools is also looking for ways to retain teachers as well. They held a job fair last week to try and bring in more of those teachers, and today they held yet another event to highlight some of their new hires.
They had a signing day for the new teachers coming on board. 5 new teachers signed on with the county in the first of many planned signing days. You know, just like they do those high school sports signing days. They're cool. With family and friends in attendance, the teachers introduced themselves. Here's what one of the teachers had to say.
I found Guilford County Schools because I moved here for UNCG, University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and I was trying to explore my career options after I graduated. I wanted to find a place where I would be utilized as an asset and where I could really make a true positive impact. And so I looked at my options and I found Guilford County Schools, and I know that North Carolina is in a severe teacher shortage, and I thought that I can make an impact here. I can be the person that these students need.
They're already planning several more signing days. Hopefully you know someone who wants to sign up.
Well, one of the things that school systems are doing to bring in more teachers is to raise the pay. Last week, Superintendent Dr. Whitney Oakley laid out her budget proposal, which includes pay raises for classified employees whom she says right now don't get a pay raise until year 15. All right, in the meantime, state senators are considering their own teacher raises as they craft the next state budget. The House already released their version last month. It includes about a 10% raise for teachers, while Governor Cooper wants 18%. The House plan would also provide more money to attract staff in hard-to-fill positions.
While some are hiring, others are closing down. U.S. Auto Sales is closing down their dealerships temporarily. The Southeast car dealer sent out an email to their employees yesterday, letting them know about the closure. The company's email finished by apologizing to their employees. Despite the closings, the loan servicing department for U.S. Auto Sales will remain open, meaning if you got a loan, you have to keep paying. Right now, it is unclear at this time when employees will be given their final paycheck.
All right, let's take a look at some gas prices around the Triad. According to AAA, the national average per gallon is about $3.66. In North Carolina, though, it is $3.47. Across the Triad, it is $3.51 in Guilford County, $3.47 in Forsyth County. Randolph comes in lowest at $3.44.
Our forecast, we are below normal for temperatures for a good part of this week. Our normal high is in the lower 70s this time of year, around 73 degrees. And you see we're a far cry from that, about 10 degrees cooler so far. These are not our high temperatures for the day, but they're close. 62 in Greensboro and Asheboro. Lexington, you're at 63. We see 62 also in Winston-Salem and in Mount Airy, and we're in the low 50s if you head up toward Jefferson and Galax. Hour by hour heading into the night tonight, dropping down into the 40s by 2 a.m. or actually a little bit after midnight. We'll in the upper 40s. And then by 2 a.m., 46 degrees. For the most part, it's comfortable, a little cool, not bad. Winds are really not an issue for today, so it doesn't make it feel much cooler than that. But you noticed this morning when you walk out, it's a little crisp and cool out there. Same story tomorrow as well. Pretty clear across much of the Carolinas, for that matter, both North and South Carolina. And there's a lingering stationary front. So for now, that high to the north brings down cooler air for us. But over the next day or two, you see that stationary front just kind of creeps over the Carolinas and just kind of sits there and snakes around a little bit. And that keeps us generally unsettled, but we expect that by Wednesday. So I think our Tuesday probably in decent shape, but by Wednesday and maybe into Thursday and Friday, we keep a rain chance in until we can kind of wash all the clouds away in the rain with that cold front, or stationary front rather, getting out of here. But it's doing just that, being fairly stationary, and that means it's not going anywhere for a couple days. Here's what it looks like tonight, though. We can drop down to the upper 30s before all is said and done. Clear and chilly. That'll be northwest winds 5 to 10 and a cool overnight low. Tomorrow up to 65, partly sunny. That's still cool for this time of the year. And here's your 7-day forecast. Temperature's not changing a great deal, at least for the next, say, 4 to 5 days. We're between about 63 and 66 tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rain chances linger, 40% for your Wednesday, kind of a 50-50 shot there for Thursday, Friday. It is widely scattered, not a constant rain, but we'll watch for that. And then a 30% on Saturday will bump highs up to 66. That's the same story for Sunday, and a 50% chance of rain. Then by Monday, partly cloudy, some gradual clearing, and our temperatures start to warm a bit, 68 degrees. But if you look at that, all those temperatures in the 60s, below our average, top right corner of your screen there, of 73 degrees. So it'll be a little cool and a little rainy after we get to Wednesday. We'll be right back.
All right, you see the police lights in your rear view mirror and
you freak out.
you do.
You panic. Your heart races. You get that sinking feeling in your stomach. For a lot of people, their brain starts racing too.
Yeah, some even come up with ways, right? You start thinking about ways of how you're going to get out of the ticket, what you're going to say. A North Carolina man, though, has us all beat.
The Pickens Police Department in South Carolina posted a video of the man giving them a concert during the traffic stop. He played the spoons,
Okay.
a saw, and a guitar.
All right, officers say when he asked if they wanted to hear something, they just really couldn't turn it down. They thanked the man in their post for the mini concert, and don't worry, he was not given a ticket. Maybe the officers will buy one of the tickets for his next real actual performance.
That's one way to do it.
I've heard of crying for sure.
Yes, oh yeah.
Right? I've heard of saying you had to go to the bathroom.
Does that work?
I don't know.
I feel like if you're breaking the law, you still get a ticket, right?
I think everybody says the same thing. Well, do you know why I stopped you? No. And you're not quite sure, but I think even if you have been speeding, people just go, no.
No. Well, see, and then that's the problem, because then they go, did you not know you were speeding? And if you say, I wasn't paying attention, then, that's like, seriously, you weren't paying attention because you were behind the wheel.
I was always told the best thing to do is to just fess up and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was going so fast. I'll pay more attention.
There was someone told me once, he says no every time because in case there's faulty equipment. And he said because that sometimes they'll test your car. Cars do have a variance sometimes with that can be off. So it's kind of a loophole, but if your car is in good shape, it's not going to work.
So my aunt, I love I call her my crazy Aunt Gracie because she is just so funny.
Gracie.
But every once in a while she'll get a ticket and then she'll be like, I thanked the police officer because he obviously kept me from something else down the road that I wasn't supposed to be in.
That might be
He
true.
kept me from an accident, he kept me from this, he kept me from that,
That's
and
a
I
good
was
way to
going
look
too
at it.
fast.
That's so sweet. I'd rip the ticket up if I was an officer that gave her a ticket. How sweet.
By the way, 2 wants to know, we've done this story before. If you get a ticket, public records request the inspection reports for that radar, because if it hasn't been inspected in a certain amount, they have to throw it out. And we've actually gotten tickets thrown out for people before.
Interesting.
It happens.
Now you know. Now you know. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Technology, it changes our lives every day, and believe it or not, even on the golf course. I spoke today with Cross Creek Country Club, which is in Mount Airy, the general manager there, Shannon Myers, about their latest addition to their golf carts. This is pretty cool. These little units are installed around the cart's visors area, and they serve both the golfers and the pro shop with a ton of valuable info.
It gives you a lot of information about the course. So it tells you, distance to the pin and, yards and what par it is and that kind of thing. So basically, we monitor the weather in the pro shop, and if we see something coming, then we can send out a message to anyone who is golfing and say, okay, there's inclement weather, it's coming, please come in or please take cover.
So this device is basically GPS, but it gives management a lot of control, and believe it or not, right down to the cart's exact location.
It does control, whether or not you can stay on the cart path or, where the carts can and can't go. So that's a great help to our greenskeeper. It's a great help, for a lot of reasons. Keep people off the greens and anywhere else they shouldn't be or too close to the water. It literally we can disable a cart if they're not where they're supposed to be. We can send messages, we can troubleshoot, we can tell the battery life that's left in a cart.
So a lot of information. She said one thing that the greenskeepers are concerned with is when people take carts where they're not supposed to, like
Right.
up on the green or even, so if you go past a certain place, it'll disable that cart. And then they have to manually go in and say, okay, move it, and then we'll re-enable it. She said some of the older members maybe not so happy about that, but it does keep the fairways and the greens in the proper condition. And they're gonna upgrade soon. She said we're gonna have an app built into this where the people can order food at the restaurant before you get off the cart. Yeah, so she said when they round number 7 right now, we send them a text, hey, don't forget to call your order in. But soon the menus will be integrated into the golf cart and you just order them when you get there.
That's super cool.
The technology that I really want is to find where my ball went.
Right.
Because when I golf, I call it, where's my ball? I can never find the thing.
I keep score by how many balls I lose. That's what I do, just count them up. Yeah.
See, and I just don't even play. I just drive the carts. Because when
That's
I
fun.
play, I swing, the ball doesn't go anywhere, the club goes somewhere in the tree, and I'm like, I'm done.
But it's nice that,
You've thrown a club.
I have.
oh, yeah. I've
By
done that too.
accident.
Oh, when you swing in the yeah. Oh no, I've thrown one on purpose, but that was when I was about 18. I think it's neat that it gives them weather alerts.
Right,
So-
because otherwise there's not really a sounding system on most golf courses.
No, so it's like lightning within 5
Right,
miles,
yeah.
and if they see that, they send you a message.
Well, how about you give us a weather alert right now?
Can we do that?
What's it
Yes,
going to be
let's
like
do that.
tonight?
Let's roll that beautiful animation, and then we'll, yep, there it is. And I also have to walk over here because I forgot my remote control. I did, I forgot my clicker. All right, so I want you to see our sky cam here, and we take a look at, this is 7 a.m., so you notice we had some cloud cover there. Then it clears up. This is just an absolutely beautiful day. I mean, looking really nice out there. Clear skies. In fact, you can hardly tell the time lapse is moving. A couple of little clouds toward the end of the period. I think we're okay tomorrow as far as cloud cover goes, but by the time we get to Tuesday night and into Wednesday, things will change, and we've got some rain on the way. It's about a 40 to 50% chance, depending on what day you're looking at, from Wednesday possibly through the weekend, but we'll get to that in a sec. 62 degrees in the Triad. Let's look at regional temperatures here. Columbia at 66. Coast side, we've got 64 in Wilmington. Hatteras is a cooler 59. And tonight we're looking for that low to get down to about 39 degrees. So clear and chilly. Winds are not really a problem. They're basically out of the northwest at about 5 to 10. Northeast tomorrow, same strength there. But 65 tomorrow, I think that's a beautiful day. Partly sunny skies and cool. It's the type of day where we're so dry that if you're in the sun, you'll be a little warm, then you get in the shade and you're cold again. And that's just the way it works this time of the year. Going back out to our wider shot, there's a ridge of high pressure to our north. As long as that's there and our winds are coming in out of the north in any capacity, northwest, northeast, it's a cooler flow. And so that keeps us below normal. 65 is a comfortable temperature, but our normal high is around 73 this time of the year. Rain not getting here until Wednesday. You take a look at our futurecast and look on the top right corner of your screen. There's Tuesday, still in good shape, low 60s again. And then the stationary front. So stationary fronts, they do just that. They kind of linger, right? They're fairly stationary, still drifting, but not moving a great deal. And we're stuck with that for a few days, and it looks like that's that rain chance that we're talking about for that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So let's recap this as we go with overnight lows tonight at 39 degrees. That is below normal, just like our highs for the next several days, next week actually. 39 tonight, that means that'll be your morning temperature, your step out temperature, and then we're up to 65, partly sunny for your Tuesday. That is a nice day. Wind still out of a northerly component, northeast, so it keeps us cool. We're between about 63 and 66 every day from Tuesday all the way through Sunday, for goodness sake. So 65 tomorrow, rain chances 40% Wednesday, 50% Thursday and Friday. Overnight lows, they get a little more mild with that cloud cover. So Wednesday and Thursday morning, we're in the mid to upper 40s. We're up to 50 for Friday and Saturday morning. 30% chance of a shower Saturday. Sunday is a rainier day with a 50% chance and a high of 66. And by Monday of next week, finally, we see some clearing. It looks like the system moves away, and we'll start a warming trend, at least for that day, up to 68. Again, that normal high is 73.
That makes sense. It was a Hollywood ending to a season for a Welsh soccer team, and it's not just because of their owners either.
But their owners aren't shabby. I mean, actors Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, they bought the club back in 2021. Now they're moving up in the league.
CBS Sports shows us how these two A-listers transformed the club and the city supporting it.
Champions! Wrexham are promoted!
It was history in the making for one of Britain's most historic but long-suffering soccer clubs, all with the help of Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, who took over Wrexham AFC back in 2021.
People said at the beginning, why Wrexham? Why Wrexham? This is exactly why Wrexham. Happening right now is why.
Paying $2.5 million for a floundering soccer club in northern Wales always seemed like a strange gamble for the Canada and Philadelphia-born actors, but it's paid off in ways neither could have imagined.
For us to be welcomed into their community and to be welcomed into this experience has been the honor of my life.
Formed more than 150 years ago, Wrexham is the world's third oldest professional soccer club. But before this weekend's triumph, it and the surrounding city's glory days were long behind it.
Welcome to Wrexham.
In the docuseries Welcome to Wrexham, McElhenney said that's what attracted him to the team.
The town reminds me of Philadelphia. It's a working class town, it's a blue collar town, and they haven't had all the opportunities that a lot of other people have had.
Saturday's win has propelled the club up the snakes and ladders system of the English Soccer League, moving Wrexham out of the lowly fifth-place National League and promoting it one step closer to the top-tier Premier League. A dream that once seemed impossible, says these fans.
This time, going up is the best thing that's ever happened to us. 15 years. I love Rob and I love Ryan. I love them both.
A Hollywood ending for Wrexham, that's only the beginning. I'm Imtiaz Taib in London.
What a story. All right, Wrexham will be coming to Chapel Hill this summer as part of the 2023 FC Series. The match will be against Chelsea on July the 19th.
I imagine that will be a tough ticket.
Yes.
If they're already on sale. I want to go. So I watched the show, absolutely love it. It's kind of like a real life Ted Lasso, except their coaches are from Wales and know England
And know
Europe
soccer.
and know what they're doing, right? But to watch Ryan Reynolds and Ryan McElhenney learn football, as they call it,
Yes.
was hilarious.
Football.
But it's real, and so now they have brought them up another notch, and they're 2 away from the big time.
I can't believe they bought them for so cheap.
So cheap. For
And
a-
now
What
this is
a
like
record
this is
profit
like
they're
a
gonna
thing worldwide. This is a thing.
Well, so I tried to buy a jersey. You can't get them. I mean, they're sold out, and sold out for months and months, all because Ryan Reynolds. So McElhenney always makes fun of Ryan Reynolds and said, I don't have Deadpool money. He's got Deadpool money.
Yes,
He said, I have Always Sunny in Philadelphia money. That's different. Yeah. It's
But
going to
they're
be fun.
putting it together and they're making it work.
They'll
Yeah.
make a fortune.
It's just a good lesson that you can never count someone out.
It's true.
If you put enough money and resources behind someone, anyone can do anything.
And they believed. They believed, okay, what's the worst? Because right now the thing's not doing anything. So.
And the cool thing about this is, I mean, if you watch the series, you'll see it's on Hulu. Welcome to Wrexham shows you that town lives and breathes this team no matter how bad they've been. Love them. And there was...
Sounds like the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe we can get someone to come in and buy them.
They were very critical of the 2 actors coming in and trying this, but now they're sold. Very cool. All right, we'll be back. Welcome back. That was our halftime show, and now the second half. I know.
I missed
No
the
Rihanna
band.
this
It's not
time.
Super Bowl quality, but we do what we can.
Goodness.
Welcome to the 4 to 5. Eric Chilton, Ben Briscoe, Tanya Rivera.
Thanks so much for being here with us. No matter how you're watching on TV, the Fire Stick, Roku, the WFMY News 2 app, Facebook, there's so many ways.
Right, but there was no band.
No.
We just want to make that very clear.
No live
You
music.
didn't miss that. All right. Let's get to our 4 to 5 roundup here as we start on this Monday. Greensboro police are investigating an overnight shooting at the Lee's Brass Taps Bar and Grill. Officers say one person was shot and has life-threatening injuries. Greensboro police have not released information about a suspect or the person who was shot, but they are looking for help in solving the case. So if you have any information, leave your anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers.
Police are investigating a second shooting in Greensboro. This one happened at the Reserve apartment complex that's downtown. Officers say they found someone shot at a Great Stops near the complex on West Gate City Boulevard. That person has serious injuries. Police have not released information about a suspect in this case either. We will keep you posted. And over in Winston-Salem, police arrested a man they say stabbed and killed his neighbor. Officers found Jarrell Friday at Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist. They say he murdered Javar Smith inside the victim's apartment. This is over on North Cherry Street Sunday morning. Police did not share what led up to the stabbing. They say both men lived in the same apartment complex.
Winston-Salem police, they have their hands full. Right now, they're investigating a deadly shooting at Happy Hill Park. 4 people were injured. 21-year-old Beatrice Knight was killed. It happened at a party on Saturday night that reportedly had more than 200 people in attendance. Winston-Salem Police Chief William Penn says an officer in the area actually heard the gunfire and responded immediately. He says even after the officer arrived, the shooting didn't stop right away. Investigators don't know what led to the shooting. They believe there are several shooters involved. Police say no one at the party has shared any information about what happened, but if you know something, they're asking for you to call Crime Stoppers.
The 2024 race for governor has a new contender. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson has officially entered the race as the second Republican running. Saturday, he spoke to a crowd at Ace Speedway to announce his candidacy. He says he will continue to bring new business to the state while reducing taxes and focusing on some other key issues for voters. Now, State Treasurer Dale Falwell is the only other Republican that has already announced their run for governor, but former U.S. Congressman Mark Walker is also expected to make an announcement about the race soon. North Carolina's Attorney General Josh Stein is the only Democrat in the race so far. Governor Roy Cooper cannot run again because of term limits. You know, history suggests any Republican candidate might have a hard time winning next November. North Carolina has only elected one Republican governor in the past 30 years. That was Pat McCrory, who served one term before losing his re-election bid after HB 2 to Governor Roy Cooper. And only 3 lieutenant governors have ever made that leap to the governor's mansion. Other candidates have plenty of time to join the race, though. Election Day is still about 1.5 years away. The state hasn't said when the 2024 primary election will take place.
We do have an update on the wildfire burning in the eastern part of the state. The U.S. Forest Service has made good progress containing that Carolina fire. Crews reported that the Great Lakes fire stayed at 36,000 acres in New Bern. The Forest Service has its 30% contained. The massive fire filled the coastal plains with smoke for days. Earlier this week, many people shared images of orange and hazy skies, or last week. The area has had an air quality alert for several days now.
All right, changes coming up in our forecast after the next 48 hours. We kind of end up with good stuff in the short term, and this was part of that, right? Today, we look at our time lapse. It was beautiful out there, all sunshine, a couple of wispy clouds here and there, and that's about it. Same story we think for tomorrow, although we start to add clouds to the mix by the time we get to midweek, and there is a chance that midweek through maybe Friday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, possibly into the weekend, we have a rain chance almost every day, although nothing above 50%. So we're going to keep an eye out on that for you and let you know exactly who will see what and when. But 62 in the Triad right now. Charlotte's at 65, Raleigh 64, along with Wilmington, same reading. Myrtle Beach up to 67, warm to the south, of course. Charleston and Hilton Head in the 70s right now. Beautiful in Charleston, 76 degrees. Clear and chilly tonight. Winds still out of that northwest or northeast. Either way, once you have a northerly component, component to the wind flow. It's warmer. So 39 will be the low tonight with a high tomorrow of 65. That is a beautiful day. Partly sunny, 65, winds fairly light, 5 to 10, not a big deal. Now we watch and wait as the high pressure to the north, that controls our forecast. Anytime you see a high pressure to our north, and especially if it's back to the west, then we're getting a northerly wind and keeping us cool. We stay below normal. Normal high this time of the year, low 70s. We're not expecting much in the way of anything out of the 60s until maybe Monday of next week. That one, a 68-degree forecast high, so we get closer to where we should be. There's the high pressure we talked about. Notice that stationary front as it slips a little bit to the east. It just keeps us generally unsettled. That's that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday time period as it kind of lingers around us. And if you look at high resolution futurecast, this is your Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon. You see a few extra clouds then. That's why we say partly sunny. But then by Wednesday, the rain starts to push in from the west as that system approaches. That would be that stationary front. So here's our 7-day forecast for you, the whole ball of wax. We go in the 60s and stay there for a while. 65 for your Tuesday. Then the rain chances are a 40 to 50%. And that's probably staying with us as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's a 30% on Saturday and a 50% by Sunday. Highs in the low to mid 60s. And by Monday, we'll tick up to 68, gradual clearing and partly cloudy skies.
Well, Wake Forest football team recently took part in a really special Victory Day experience.
It's a day the team partners with the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Winston-Salem to spread joy.
Photojournalist Brian Hall shows us how the team is helping to give lifetime memories to developmentally disabled people and deacons alike.
There we go. Let's go.
We want to give all these, young adults and young kids, maybe an experience that it's hard for them to have in a typical day.
You've got individuals in our community with Down syndrome playing football with some of the best football players in our area. I want the football players to know that this is what inclusion looks like. Our individuals with Down syndrome are great athletes, they're fun, they're funny, and that interaction with the Wake football team and our individuals is something special that I hope they all keep in their hearts as they move forward in their lives.
It's amazing. It's just the inclusivity of all of it, just being able to be out here with, players that get to do this every day and with some of our members who don't get to. So this is just wonderful for them to be included and be a part of it. It's just great. I just love that she enjoys it. It really is. It's wonderful.
And I think it's always one of those events that our players end up getting more out of it than they put into it.
It means a lot. It means everything to give back, and it's really rewarding for us. We get to go out there every single day and do this, and for them to be able to be out here for just one is pretty awesome. Well, as an offensive lineman, I know how awesome it is to knock somebody to the ground, so I just want to give them that feeling.
And accepting people with differences and including them in our lives is something that we should all do, and I know that this is a lesson that our members are learning, that I hope the Wake Forest football players are having a great day and take that lesson with them going forward as well.
I love it.
Joy on those faces.
Yes. It's the best thing I've seen all week. I love that. And they're just precious. And so excited to be out there doing that and what it must feel like to be. I mean, let's face it, all of us would love to be out there on that field running around.
To see what that's like,
To see what it feels like, yes.
And I love that the players played along, right? Because they know what it's like, what a cool feeling it is to hit somebody and then they go down on the ground and you get to make the play, right?
I do love that the offensive lineman said, now they know the joy of knocking somebody down.
That's right.
My favorite part is when she ran under their arms.
I know, she gave him the slip, for sure.
I love when she juked him and then fixed her hair while she kept running.
Well, you got to look good when you make it to the touchdown spot, right?
Well, maybe one of them will go pro one day.
Be awesome.
Because the NFL draft is coming up this week, and we are gearing up for it at WFMY News 2. The Carolina Panthers have the first pick of the year. They posted this on their Twitter page. It was in response to the NFL tweeting, "Insert your name here. You are a Carolina Panther." We are going to be live on the draft day on Thursday to see who the Panthers are bringing to the Carolinas. You can watch that on air and online.
We want to say a big thank you because you helped us fight hunger this weekend. Our Food to Families drive benefiting the Greensboro Urban Ministry showed just how generous the Triad always is. Many of you dropped off donations at either a Food Lion, a Harris Teeter, or a Walmart store. Several of us participated in the drive with you at the Friendly Center. The location brought in more than 2,600 pounds of food alone. The food collected will help them feed the nearly 90,000 people, that's in Guilford County alone, who are unsure where their next meal is coming from. So we just want to say thank you for being so generous. If you are still looking for help, the Greensboro Urban Ministry takes donations all year round. They accept any type of food but prefer money donations. That way they can buy the food that the pantry is on.
Many of you also came out this weekend to raise money for your neighbors. The human race returned to downtown Greensboro after being postponed earlier this month due to rain. Our own Julie Luck and Tim Buckley emceed the event. Running along there, the annual run lets participants raise money for a charity of their choosing. It brings in tens of thousands of dollars each year.
All right, if you missed the Greensboro human race, don't worry. You still have the chance to participate in the human race, but in Alamance County this weekend. The Volunteer Center of the Triad is taking the race to the county for the first time. It starts at 9 Saturday morning at the Burlington Athletic Stadium. If you do want to register for the race, just go to the Volunteer Center, triad.org, and search the human race, Alamance County. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to you. It's the 4 to 5 and it's Monday.
It feels like a Monday too, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Tuesday's going to be better, so let's keep moving right along. We want to dive into some entertainment headlines. See, I told you it feels like Monday.
Yeah, keep going.
James Corden begins his final run as the host of the Late Late Show on CBS tonight. Among the guests giving James a big send-off, Ray Romano, Billie Eilish, Natalie Portman, and Norah Jones, who will perform. Harry Styles and Will Ferrell will join Corden for the final show on Thursday.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, the upcoming docudrama about Cleopatra on Netflix stirring up some controversy about race ahead of its premiere. Adele James stars as Queen Cleopatra, but Egyptian academics argue their first-century ruler had light skin because she was Greek. The director says she found the right actress for the role and addressed the casting backlash in Variety. Queen Cleopatra hits Netflix on May the 10th.
Actor Eric Braeden, best known for his role as Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless, has cancer. The 82-year-old says he's receiving treatment for low-grade and high-grade cancerous cells found right near his bladder. He says he's still able to exercise and will continue to go to work filming The Young and the Restless. He has starred as Victor on the CBS daytime soap since the 80s.
Wow, look at that hair. Okay, so Len Goodman, the judge on Dancing with the Stars, passed away Saturday night. He had been diagnosed with bone cancer. Goodman was a champion ballroom dancer before he retired and started teaching. Many of his former colleagues and friends have shared their condolences on social media. Goodman was 78 years old.
You can lose.
All right, beginning this July, downtown Greensboro is going to see the return of the vibrant trolleys to the city streets. GTA will operate the 4 trackless trolley vehicles, which are refurbished diesel-powered buses. Other features include nostalgic trolley bell sounds that announce the arrivals at specially marked trolley stops.
The vehicle's interiors are decorated with transit maps from the 40s when both rail-bound and trackless trolleys roamed the corridor. Internal audio announcements will provide wayfinding and historical information. That's really neat. GTA is asking you to suggest names for the trolley service. Submissions can be made by visiting ridegta.com or through GTA's Twitter, Facebook pages also before May 8th.
I think it should be called, oh, never mind.
We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so I asked you on Facebook to tell me maybe what you've named your car in the past, because a lot of people do that. I did it also. Cynthia said our current car is a Mazda named Super Laddie. Our daughter named it because when her dad drives it, she says it flies. David said Max 5. That's because he said that was their fifth Nissan Maxima that they had owned.
Well, that makes smart.
Yes. And then Judith says Wheezy. My license began with WZY. It was a Nissan Altima, and her replacement was Honey, a Hyundai. Kathy says my Impala's name is Amber because the factory colored was called Amber Bronze Metallic. Very good. Janet Wilson said my first car was a Ford Pinto, named her Bean. That's the best one.
Of course you
I saved
did.
that to last because I thought that was the best one.
My car's name is Prince, because it has like a
It's
light
not purple.
purple. It's a purpley gray. When you see it in the right
Your
light.
car does not look purple.
I'm just telling you,
Am I
it's a purpley
colorblind?
gray.
I need to look at
It's
it.
got
I'm not
little
sure I've
flecks in
noticed.
it that gives it a little purpley hue.
That's interesting. I haven't named my cars now, but back when my first college car was a Volkswagen Rabbit, and so I called it Peter. It was Peter Rabbit.
You don't name your cars now?
Not really, no. When you have 4
What do
kids,
they do when you misbehave? What do you say to them?
I'm too worried about my children and not the car.
Okay, so I want to know what you wanted to name the
I
trolley.
think it should be called the hopper, right? Because you're hopping on and
that's
hopping off,
good.
plus the Greensboro grasshoppers.
And you will go to the Hoppers game
And
probably
the
on the
Hoppers is
trolley.
probably one of the stops.
How about Greens Go
Greensboro.
instead of Greensboro?
Oh, I see. Instead of
I-
Greensboro, Greensgo.
I like
Okay.
the 40s map, the transit maps on the inside. I think that's really cool.
Go Borough.
Go
Borough.
Borough. I like that.
Not bad.
Surely you have a better idea than us. Although the Hoppers is pretty good.
Although we just keep yapping, right?
Which is what we do.
Which is what we do. That's
Wait.
how they're going to come up with a name, right?
So I have to say this while you were reading that about the transit maps. It made me think of the train depot in downtown Greensboro is historic, really. It's
Right.
been there a long time. And they have that old Southern Railways map up on the wall. Well, when I was in high school, it wasn't a working depot. We would drive literally from Mount Airy in high school to come to Greensboro because it was a teenage nightclub.
What?
And yes, it was. And it was called The Depot. And one section of the rooms in there had a Saturday Night Fever light up floor.
You're kidding.
No, it was a teenage dance club in like the mid 80s.
We need to like unearth some video or pictures of
Yes.
that.
That
for
sounds
sure.
wonderful. I felt so old on my last trip home because where we used to sneak in and have raves in high school is now an antique store.
Because you are now an antique compared to
There you
that,
go.
right?
There
That's
you
how
go.
that's going. I mean, you know.
And if you're an antique, I'm dead already.
An antique just means
collectible
that
antique.
you're,
That's
that
what
you're
you are.
properly
I'm just
aged.
the cheap antique.
Properly aged at 20 years or more.
Properly aged. I
Yes.
like that. Like fine wine.
That's right.
Let's talk about our forecast and what we see over the next little bit. I don't feel dead, but I kind of look dead, not feeling dead. All right, 62 degrees in Greensboro right now, and we're in the 60s overall, except for our higher elevations, of course. Galax, Jefferson, and Boone, all in the low to mid 50s. And to the south, we're a little bit warmer as usual. Troy at 69 degrees right now. 73, the normal high for this time of the year. If we look out regionally, you have to go down to Charleston to see temperatures that we should be seeing right now. They're at 76 and 70 in Hilton Head, so pretty down there. 64 in Raleigh and Wilmington, Fayetteville 66, and Asheville at 60. All right, as far as winds go for us, it's not a problem as far as wind speeds. It's just the fact that it's a northerly wind, northeast, northwest. It'll shift both ways, really, over the next 2 days. Either way, it's a northerly component. So that keeps us cool. With the normal high 73, I don't think we're going to see that anywhere in our 7-day. Maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, but until then, we're kind of locked in these 60s, so get used to that. It's going to be around a while. Here's your planning forecast if you're trying to get tomorrow kind of lined up. 6 a.m., probably in the low 40s. We do think overnight lows tonight, though, will be in the upper 30s, right at 39, so that's kind of your step-out temperature. Going back up to the low 60s, again, I say low to mid. We're actually calling for 65, and this one model going up to 63. We'll see some clouds start to build in, we think, on the second half of the day tomorrow. So starting out with sunshine, by midday, we'll start to add clouds to the mix, and they'll stay with us, it looks like. In fact, we go into a stretch of days with rain chances Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, possibly through the weekend as well, as a couple of systems move by. One we're watching, you see all the rain on the left side of the screen here. That's part of a stationary front, so it takes a while for it to get to us. But notice the high staying to the north, so that means we continue with that northerly flow to the wind, so cool. And then you just kind of slip in that stationary front, and we've got that shower activity. And as that stationary front kind of just lingers as it moves on to the east, we see several days with a rain chance. Usually a 40 to 50% chance we think for this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We might be able to drop it down a little bit by Saturday of next week, but you get the idea. Here's what it looks like on the high resolution futurecast. Again, this is Tuesday morning, all clear, then clouds moving in. Tuesday night, we might get a dose of sunshine there Wednesday morning early, but quickly that rain overspreads us, and that's that chance we mentioned, that 40 to 50% as we hover through the rest of the work week with those rain chances. So let's talk about tonight, because basically this is a morning temperature, right? So you'll see that early morning at 39 degrees, clear and chilly, and winds northwest 5 to 10. For tomorrow, make it up to 65. If you're in the sunshine, it'll feel nice because we're fairly dry, but if you get in the shade, it'll be cool. You know that routine. 65 for your Tuesday with partly sunny skies. Here's your 7-day, and we stay between low to mid 60s all the way through Sunday. It's kind of a temperature forecast at this point, or at least a rain forecast. Wednesday, 40% chance, 50% Thursday, Friday. We go from 65 tomorrow, stair-step it down to 64 Wednesday, 63 Thursday, Friday, back to the mid 60s at 66 for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday looks like a better chance of not having a lot of rain. That's a 30%, but a 50% Sunday finally will start to clear. Monday, partly cloudy, and we warm up to the upper 60s at 68.
Cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hi, 5 o'clock news coming up.
10-9-8-7-6-5-4-3-2-1.
Please go to therapy.
Oh my God, I was like, please call your therapist. Check, check, check.
Check 1, 2, 1, 2. I miss my best friend.
This weekend, I heard something blasphemous. Someone told me they thought the Triad was a boring place to live. They had just moved here from a big city and said, our home is sleepy. That's when I had to give them a hug and say, poor thing, you just haven't met the right friends yet. For proof, in 1 week in the Triad, I've gone to a Broadway play, seeing Beetlejuice at the Tanger Center, went shopping at our world-class farmers market, taken a pottery class, watched DJ Dougie Fresh rock High Point Furniture Market, and in a couple of days, I'm headed to a Hoppers game. That's in addition to the daily walks through the beautiful parks that are still in full bloom, and the fun workout classes at my gym. The fact is, if someone is bored here, they are not trying. There are so many amazing things to do, it's not possible to say yes to everything. And it's really easy to find out what's going on too. Up on WFMYnews2.com, click on the Good Morning Show section. We've always got a story up full of fun community events. The Triad is a fantastic place to live, and it is our duty to welcome the newcomers and show them just how blessed they are to be here. That's my 2 cents. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
Right now, law enforcement are dealing with the aftermath of a busy crime weekend in the Triad. In the last 3 days alone, they responded